Welcome to No Filter.
That's Mark Hodges. He's a certified arborist.
All about trees. So here we are at the Brigham Young home. Mark, tell us a little bit about the history of trees here in southern Utah.
Well, when the first pioneers got here, there wasn't very much in St. George. There was definitely no trees.
Were there cottonwoods?
No. There was just some sagebrush and maybe a few mesquite trees.
What was the first tree they planted here?
Probably the mulberry tree.
Which we have right here, right?
Yeah, this is probably one of the oldest ones in town. During the Civil War, Brigham Young sent pioneers down here to plant cotton and silk. Kind of got into a bad practice. I mean, it was good back then because they were using the tree, you know, to do something with, to feed the silkworm. And they used to top the mulberries like twice a year. And they would feed them to the silkworm. And kind of a bad practice that's got into is kind of think, you know, Grandpa used to trim these trees this way and top the trees.
They would top them.
Right. They'd make a topping cut where they just bring it down. I think you've seen where people have, you know, they call it hat racking or cutting them way back, and then they shoot out like 20 feet long.
What does a city forester do?
In the desert.
In the desert, yeah.
All right.
Well, how do we have a city forester here in St. George? Well, what a city forester does is manage the urban forest. So we're looking at street trees, we're looking at park trees. One of the things that we have is what's called a heat island effect. When there's no trees, it's actually hotter. And trees act like a great big swamp cooler. And they cool the air down, they cool the area and things. I mean, everybody's always fighting for St. George for parking underneath the shaded spots.
Oh,
you know?
he kills for him.
So trees have a sex. There's males and females, and it has something to do with the pollen.
How do you tell the difference?
Well, it's a little bit harder than you think on trees, but the main thing is in, you know, fruit, and there's some other things that you can tell. But the main thing is that we've had over the years is pollen production in the male trees. The females absorb the pollen. Well, we've been getting rid of those female trees because people don't want fruit falling on walkways. And so they get rid of the female trees. And the pollen count just goes out of control, that the female trees aren't absorbing that pollen. In the olden days, there wasn't many problems with allergies because the pollen count wasn't so high because you had a difference of the male and female trees.
So people are wanting male trees for shade and other things, and they don't want the females because they don't want to have to clean up.
We're here at the home of John Costanza. So tell us a little bit about what happened.
I had a near-dead palm tree, and I had some people cut it down and haul it away. And in my mind, I always had a tiki idea for it. So I got my chainsaw out on a Saturday and I chopped it. And he has a name, but I don't remember it.
Mark, tell us about tell us about palm trees and how they freeze.
Yeah.
Well, 2 years ago, we had a really bad freeze in St. George.
2013.
2013. The one before that was 1990. We lost a lot of palms. You know, we're not Salt Lake, we're not Las Vegas, we're somewhere in between. So what's great about that, though, is we can bring some plants down from there and some up from Las Vegas. We're our own little microclimate.
Right.
The problem is if we bring some from Las Vegas, like the palm tree, we get cold.
So let me ask you.
And we did in 2013, and they froze.
Is there a way to save them? Is there a way?
There are some ways to protect them.
Okay.
The best is heat. You got to get some heat in there. You see people, they wrap their palm trees. They're like, hey, let's wrap them with insulation. The problem is palms don't generate heat. Our bodies generate heat. So if you wear a jacket like this, it traps your heat in and it's insulation. Palm trees don't generate heat. So insulating them does no good at all. In fact, UNLV did a test on it where they put a thermometer in there and tested the insulation. And they actually found out that it did a reverse reaction. When we had rain, the water would get down inside the insulation, it would freeze it nice.
Cold in.
There you go. So if you want some palm trees, the best is for the bigger ones, California fan palm, the smaller ones, windmill palm.
And here we are at the Reuse Center. I mean, we're in Bloomington, right, boys?
Yeah. Mark, tell us why someone would hire an arborist.
Well, you want to hire an ISA certified arborist. We have some great arborists here in town, some that are very interested in our community and trees, and they have the knowledge. They actually, like a plumber, electrician has to go and take a test to be certified. So do us tree guys. We go and we get certified. And these are that you've hired a professional, someone that knows about things.
So this place that we're at now, is it free? Does it cost?
Yeah, this is a free facility to bring your waste from your yard. You don't have to. We don't want people going out to the desert and dumping. Here's a free place. They recycle it and sell it back as mulch that you can put into your gardens and things like that.
Right.
And so, yeah, keeping your trees healthy, it should always have a certified arborist, someone coming looking at your trees, catching things, preventative maintenance before they happen, and checking with them of things and problems in your trees.
Mark Hodges.
When you